Mm, 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 mm. I have a question for all of the parents that's watching this video. All the parents all over the entire world. In 2020, to be exact, November the 7th, 2020, we have 1 month and a couple of weeks left in this year. In 2020, would you want your child, the little baby you just had, the infant, all the way up to the 17-year-old that you have, boy or girl, to be a rapper in 2020? If you answered yes to that question, there's a 90% chance that your kid will be dead before they turn 30. These are facts. RIP to all the slain rappers, and now we have to say RIP to King Von. So, man, this is on CNN. This just happened. So, rapper King Von shot and killed outside the Atlanta nightclub, according to CNN. He was one of two people fatally shot Friday during an early morning exchange of gunfire outside an Atlanta hookah lounge. This is what the authority is saying. 4 other people were wounded by gunfire, according to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which was investigating the shooting because of police officers ended up firing their weapons. So 2 groups of men argue in the parking lot around 3:30, and it's rumored that this was Quando Rondo because they had some type of beef. Some of Rondo's entourage that were beefing with King Von, and shots were fired, according to authorities. And an off-duty Atlanta police officer who was working at the hookah lounge and an officer who was patrolling nearby confronted the gunman, and shots were fired during that encounter. At this time, the investigators believe King Von was shot during the initial shootout between the 2 groups of males prior to police responding and attempting to stop the shooting. Additionally, King Von was not located at the scene but arrived at a hospital shortly after the shooting via private vehicle. And that's a statement from the Atlanta police. Now, the GPI said earlier that 3 people had died, but in Atlanta, police spokesman said only 2 people died. King Von and another man. Police said they found 3 suspects with gunshot wounds who were taken by ambulances to the hospital. 3 other people went to the hospital in private vehicles, police said. 4 people were treated. 1 is in extremely critical and others are in stable condition. Police said they detained 2 people near the lounge who could face charges. No officers were injured in this incident. King Von, whose legal name is Devon Bennett, had charted twice on the Billboard's top R&B and hip-hop albums with Grandson, Volume 1, a mixtape that went to number 37, and LeVon James, a mixtape that peaked at number 36. Last week, he released the album Welcome to Old Block. This young brother was 26-year-old. He left us as the world was beginning to grasp the depths of his talent. King Von's published, Aaron Ryan, said in a statement, he was a devoted father, a deeply loyal friend, and a man who took care of his people before himself. We are heartbroken for his family, his friends, his team, and fans. So, basketball star LeBron James laminated the death of King Von, who grew up in Chicago and reunited in Atlanta with friend Lil Durk. He said, damn, rest easy, Von, Bronny, Bryson, I rock your music and storytelling. The King had a damn good future ahead of him. My prayers and blessings to his family. Hashtag LeBron James. Hashtag LeVon James. Hashtag King Von. That's what LeBron tweeted out. And Chance tweeted out, this was a tough year, RIP Von. Now, they are investigating the involvement into the shooting, but of course, this is all that they have. This is according to CNN, by the way. I usually go to them for the source because they're the head honcho, but we never get all the facts when it deals with the news. Now, I'll say this, and I'll let it be done with, because I have reported so many different deaths this year involving rappers. You know, when you deal with all of this, I mean, it's just overwhelming. Either it's rappers like Juice WRLD that had, you know, a heavy drug use, killing himself basically, or it's like situations with King Von dealing with having beef at 26 years old until you can't go to no damn club or hookah lounge without getting killed. This shit is stupid and it's senseless. And I don't think nobody should want a life like that. That life is for animals. Now, when I was locked up in the LA County in the early 2000s, and I happened to be cellies with an ex-con who was on his way in a different direction to me, but he was, to say the least, a converted brother that had found Islamic, and he, of course, talked my ear off, but he did say something that is so relevant in November the 7th of 2020. He told me, and these words reflect to the slain King Von, that white people and any other race don't even have to worry about getting rid of the black African American race, because we are genocidal. It's all in our music. We are brainwashed. He said since slavery, and that we know nothing but killing each other, and we will end up being one of the lowest populations of race in the next 100 years. And I was told this over 20 years ago, and as we look at the numbers, they have completely increased with murders. Chi-Town broke a record earlier this year. It's a fucking pandemic and coronavirus, and niggas still got time to kill. It makes no sense. Black people, if you don't wake up and realize all of this shit is set up for you to fail, because they didn't want us here in the beginning, and they meaning the powers to be, or rich people, they didn't want you to be where you are now. At least get smart so you could stay out of the trenches. Because if you have to find a religion that would teach you about being aware of what's going on in this world, to open up your eyes so you could see that you are someone special, and your health is way more important than your wealth. How the fuck can you be rich but you're dead and you can't enjoy the money? Wise up before it's too late. R.I.P. King Von. Subscribe.